Hey you guys, it's Rachel here with Senza Tempo Cane Corso. So you would not believe the day that I had today. I got a lot to update you guys on. So Klout, first we'll start with Klout. I took him to the vet today. He started yesterday just kind of crying whenever he would be sleeping, and he just, you could tell, wasn't really feeling the best. And so I took him into the vet today. We had X-rays, blood tests, all of it done, and nothing. The vet thinks that it's just growing pains. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. She sent him home with some anti-inflammatories. Secondly, my best friend Reese and I were talking, and as many people have mentioned, you know, with keeping a female out of Cashmere's litter, I'm kind of boxing myself in genetically. I do have limited space. I'm not, trying to have an uncontrollable amount of dogs. And so basically what we agreed to, and we both think is a really great idea, and I'm actually very thankful to her for this, is that she's going to take Trinity, and she's going to show her, which is, you guys have no idea. It's different than if I showed Trinity. Reese is a part of, many of you that have been on the channel for a long time know that Reese is actually the reason that I showed Preachers. She contacted me. She called me. Look at him. He's so funny. She called me and basically convinced me to show Preacher. And so our friendship has just been huge ever since then. And it's just grown and grown and grown. And as many of you know, I'm moving to Tennessee in about a year. And actually, Reese and I are going to be moving in the same area. We're both moving to Tennessee. So even though she'll have Trinity, and it seems like Trinity will be far away because Reese lives in Virginia now, we're actually going to be living very closely to each other, and I'll be seeing Trinity literally anytime I want to. So it's not necessarily the same thing as rehoming her somewhere, you know what I mean? It's not like that. It's not even a rehoming. Reese isn't spending $1 on this dog at all. And basically, she's just going to show her. We're going to do a co-own on her, and then we'll both, we kind of do that with our dogs. Like, we kind of help each other out, use each other's dogs. For us, it's about the betterment of the breed, working together to produce the best dogs. And so we're not in competition with one another. So I'm really excited about it because Reese is a part of the show community, which really isn't something that I am in. I'm trying to get into it. I would like to show my dogs and actually be more hands-on, but I've been practicing with that. Reese has been helping me. I've been, as many of you know on my Facebook, I've been practicing stacking up Liberty. And so basically, I am going to be doing more of it, but having said that, Reese comes from, a long background of showing dogs, even before she got into the Corso. Look at how everybody's watching these two play. Where did they go? They're running around like crazy. Come on. Liberty. There's a good girl. Oh, yeah. So these two are getting everybody's attention. So anyway, so I'm really excited about it. There are people that give, and I will say that I am giving her the dog, but it's not the same. There are handlers who breeders will just give the dog to, not working together, not nothing, just for for lack of a better word, clout, as in having one of your dogs be in the ring. And so anyway, so it's really cool for me. It does a lot for my program, and it does a lot to legitimize my dogs in a broader spectrum. I know that I have a lot of fans, obviously, but the show community is a totally different arena. And so anyway, so I'm not going to be, as many of you know, I'm not going to change my dogs just to fit what most people are looking for in a show ring, but I am going to make sure that my dogs are up to the standard. Hey, quiet down. Let's see what that was about. So I think Cashmere started messing with Preacher, and I bet you Batista got into it. Oh yeah, that's what that was. I could see it on his face. Well, I didn't get to see it on camera, but I bet you he got handled. So anyway, so I'm really excited about it. Like I said, we're going to be living right next to each other, so I'm going to be around her all the time. You guys are going to see Trinity. You'll see Trinity puppies. So it's not, she's not going to be gone. It's not going to be like a midnight situation. Having said that, it was very difficult for me because I really love Trinity very much. Even knowing that she's going to be around still is, it's still hard. Because the thing about it is a part of me, she's the best female that I've produced so far. And so, it's natural to want to keep that, right? To keep the best that you've done. But the truth is, Reese can do much more with her as far as a career and all of that than I can. You know what I'm saying? Like way more. So yes, she's the best that I produced, but it is absolutely imperative that I utilize her to the best of her ability as far as getting her out there, and I will still have access to her genetics. You know what I mean? I am getting a first pick female out of her. So it's not, and I'm sure that, like I said, we'll continue to do business. So I'm sure that you guys will see a lot of Trinity and her puppies. So like I said, I'm very excited about it. And, but anyway, but to help with that, as far as the saying goodbye, I am importing a female, from Russia, and, she's from Force Pride Cane Corso. She's a very, very, very beautiful dog. Her father is line bred off Bayron. Some very, very good lines. So I'm really excited about it. She's a gorgeous black female. She's quite large and looks really good from what I can see. So I'm very excited about it. And it's just all awesome. Basically, it leaves room for me of genetic diversity, because before I was getting to a point where I wasn't really going to be able to use Preacher. A lot of people love Preacher, but I was getting a lot of stuff that's related to Preacher. And so it was getting to a point where I wasn't really going to be able to use him very much in the future. And so if I want to be able to use Preacher, if people want to be able to have Preacher puppies, then I'm going to have to bring in more females than just, Liberty and Belladonna, because I have so many males that I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I want to be able to have a Preacher breeding, but also be using Batista and Admiral and Giovanni. So having this new female gives me the ability to do that, which is pretty dang awesome. So I'm very excited about that. I paid for her today. She won't be here, I think for at the minimum 10 days, because she needs to be old enough. She's not quite 4 months old yet. Dude, look at these dogs tearing this apart. She looks super good too, by the way. I've been working with her on stacking Batista and Liberty. I've been taking them out on this walkway here, and I put the show lead on and I stack them up, and then we gate all the way up here, and then we gate back down, stack them up again. So I really have been practicing a lot. I am going to get my butt out there and do it. I know I say that, but I've just been super busy with everything going on. So anyway, and then last but not least, I did call the breeders that have Chief, and I got an update on him. And so I just wanted to update you guys on that, so that you guys kind of know what was going on. Hey, don't you run me over. You better chill out, Blondie. Very chill out, Blondie. So anyway, so I wanted to kind of, in case anybody, because they're not trainers, you know what I mean? They're breeders, they're not trainers. And so, but they are giving it their best. And I do believe that with help, they will be able to do what is necessary, and they are. And so, but what I wanted to talk to you guys about was a mistake that they had made, and not only them, but the people the last vet that I took Cashmere to when she had her eye infection, they made the same mistake. And so what they did is they put him into a outside kennel run. So it's basically, I think it was like a 10x5, something like that. And because they weren't sure what to do with him. I don't think that they had a small kennel. And so they were working with what they had. But what ends up happening when you do that, especially with a dog that has any kind of trust issues or maybe just doesn't even know you, it's a new situation basically. So even though they raised him, because of his the way that he was raised and him being under weak leadership, he himself was insecure. And so that feeling of insecurity actually overpowered his realization, his scent, right? He wasn't using his brain, his smell, his anything. So he doesn't even really know that he's where he was born. And so being in that large kennel, what it does is it enables an animal to move away from you. And when you give an animal enough room to get away from you, then you trigger the either fight or flight mechanism in the brain. So if he had been in a kennel like what I have, just a normal kennel, then he would not have been as likely to behave that way. And I'll give you an example. Cashmere has been handled numerous times. Every time she's had a litter, other than my last one, she was ultrasound, x-rayed, and handled for all kinds of stuff. And they take her to the back and they work with her. Well, the last time that I went to the vet, I went to a different vet, and that vet was smaller and really old-fashioned. And so they put the dogs that were waiting for treatment or waiting to be seen out in kennel runs. And what ended up happening is that they couldn't get Cashmere out. She went to the back of the kennel run and basically was like, well, I'm going to defend this. I can get away. This is my space, and I'm going to defend my space. And so anytime that they tried to come over to her, she would growl and basically try to bluff them into leaving her alone, which worked. They, obviously weren't trying to get in there with her. So I had to go in and get her out of that kennel, which I actually, as soon as I went in, I just laughed, because Cashmere is not an aggressive dog, but if you put her in a kennel run like that, then yeah, I mean, you're triggering this kind of, primal programming that goes on in the brain. And so that's the thing you always have to kind of watch out for when you're working with dogs. And everybody knows that even with people, is you have the kind of the forward thinking brain, the conscious brain, and then you have your programming, your instinctual programming. And so when she was put in that kennel run with enough room to exercise her fight or flight mechanism, she did. She moved to the back and she defended it. And Chief was exhibiting some aggression based upon that, some fear and some aggression based upon that. And so I just let them know, and they're going to get that kennel. But otherwise, he's been doing very good. They've been working with him. So, I may not need to even do as intensive a training as I thought I was going to have to do with him. I think that sometimes people that haven't seen that kind of dog before sometimes interpret it to be much more extreme than what it is. Dogs that are insecure and fearful, but yet also outwardly aggressive, are some of the most crazy appearing dogs there are. They seem unstable, they seem unpredictable, it seems to be coming out of nowhere. They're worse than dogs that come out of hoarding situations, or even where the owner is abusing the dog. It gets real bad. So, I have just kind of been their sounding board. When they see something, they tell me what's going on, and I explain to them what's actually going on and why it's happening, so that they can better understand it and not be so freaked out thinking that it's just craziness. So having said that, I hope that little tip helps you guys out, and you never know who needs to hear it, but there it is. That's your little tip of the day. If you have an insecure, fearful dog and you're working with them, don't put them in a kennel run. Don't put them anywhere that they can get away from you like that. Put them in a small kennel. That way it's very easy to latch your leash onto that collar and then, take them out. So anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. I'm really excited about bringing in this new female, and let me know if you guys are too. I told Reese, I was like, everybody's gonna not be happy with me that I'm having you take Trinity. But so I told her, I was like, you need to start up a YouTube channel so people can see her, so that they don't get mad at me. But I hope you guys can understand that it really, really is the best thing for her and for my program, is that she is able to really get out there and, make a name for Preacher, make a name for us, and really show how a well-bred and gorgeous and healthy female Corso is. And it's just a big part of this. So I have big plans. I can't wait to see how it works out. And like I said, this is not this is not goodbye. You know, this is just, I'll see you later, because we're going to be living near each other, and I promise you, we will not go without Trinity updates. So I hope that, that's, easy for people to understand. I know there are always going to be some people that get all up in their feels, and no matter what, and they're just like, how could you, blah, blah, blah. And, they just don't understand the bigger picture. But I'm talking to those of you that do, those of you that understand the bigger picture and that understand what I'm doing here. I'm not a dog collector. I'm a breeder that is trying to breed the best dogs possible, and to also promote healthy dogs within the breed, because there's a lot of other types of dogs that are being promoted as supreme and as superior. And I want to show that, that they don't all have to be huge dogs that have, a bunch of saggy skin, or dogs that look like Rottweilers, or dogs that even look like, like they don't even know how to move, and, super square, or they don't know how to act. So there's all kinds of stuff going on in the community, and I just want to, to put something out there like what Reese originally told me, which is, you can't complain that there's a problem if you're not willing to be a part of the solution. And so I'm doing my part to be a part of the solution by putting out my best into the community, and into the breeding world in a way that she will be able to have a really, impact, a huge impact on the breed. So anyway, I am gonna let y'all go. I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna eat some food. I haven't even eaten all day today. I went and did a workout this morning. I did the build session, so it wasn't just like cardio and stuff. I was actually working with weights, which is pretty cool. And yeah, so I'm feeling pretty energized from that nonetheless. Klout, Colossus of Klout, pretty boy. You're a pretty boy. Yes, you are. So anyway, well, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll talk at you later. Bye.